We have been tracking somewhat, and you guys have probably been tracking as well, this big fight between two giants of conservative media. It's Steven Crowder on one side and Daily Wire, led by Ben Shapiro, on the other side. Another player in this whole drama has been Candace Owens, who is now employed by the Daily Wire and who has been doing her own videos and an appearance with Tim Pool, talking about this whole thing and, really slamming Crowder and talking about what a betrayal this was. And I think she called it a quote-unquote bitch move.
That's kind of true. Let's be honest.
I can't really dispute that.
It is a bitch move.
I can't really dispute that. But her latest charge against Crowder is that he is basically now with exposing these terms of this contract, that he's basically a socialist. Take a listen to what she had to say.
I think that people are really seeing just how nasty what you did was. And I think that I would hope that you would come to terms with the fact that you owe everybody an apology, that this was never necessary, that you can start whatever company you want. You don't get to step in like a socialist, and it is socialist-like. These are the demands that you hear when people are trying to establish a union, when the Amazon workers have walked out because they have decided that they are worth more, that they should have 3-hour lunch breaks. They've gotten their contract from Amazon, and they realize that their lunch breaks are only 1 hour, and that they're required to show up to work, and they think they should be able to work from home for 3 days a week post-COVID, and they walk out and they want to stage a union. And this is the big con. It's Amazon. No.
I mean,
I was with you on the bitch move, Candace. Why did you have to go so far as to call him a socialist?
So obviously the Amazon part is going to trigger me because this woman clearly has no idea what conditions are like for warehouse workers at Amazon. The idea that they get to work from home or they even get a lunch break, let alone fighting for a 3-hour, no, that is not what's going on there whatsoever. So that and also the whole concept of like, oh, this is so outrageous that you would band together with your fellow workers to have a voice in your own workplace, which you spend a majority of hours of your life at. Obviously, I find that atrocious. But I will say, Saagar, one of the things that was always amusing to me about this fight is, Crowder and Shapiro and Candace Owens, these are all dyed-in-the-wool capitalists, believe in free market, all this stuff. And ultimately what Crowder was talking about, even though I think, this is a total setup, it was like a cynical move to start his own thing, but he's talking about provisions in a labor contract and what is fair and unfair to workers. As if any of these people, and him in particular, have ever really expressed concern or encouraged anything like the banning of non-competes from the Biden administration. Like, there's no track record there of caring about labor conditions in the past. So in a way, she does kind of have a point here of like, I clearly disagree with their ideology, but what Crowder is claiming to stand up for in this whole fight is very much inconsistent with the ideology he supposedly holds.
Well, it's also, she also said something which really has me curious. She goes, Steven has a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said something like, I think we should all pray for him. Or
look, at this point, just let it all out. I gotta know. I'm transfixed at a lot of this too, just to see exactly what's going on with this. I will say, it seems incredibly bizarre. At first, I was kind of with Crowder, and I was like, well, I could see him. Like, I'm not sure I would sign that contract. The idea of, especially the tech censorship thing and all of that. I get where the Daily Wire was coming from, but at the same time, it's a term sheet, right? So it's not even like it was a contract. That said, the more you think about it, like taping the phone call of your friend, and you can hear the betrayal when Ben and when Jeremy, especially Ben, when they talk about it. I'm like, man, that's screwed up.
The timeline that Ben lays out of you had this term
registering
sheet for months.
The website.
You had this term sheet for months.
Right.
You register this Stop Big Con website, and then you set up the phone call that you record. It's very clear this was like a cynical market play. Ultimately, it was very capitalist of him. I mean, that's, I think what he is after here. I think that seems incredibly clear now. But yeah, it's going to continue to be ugly because she is effectively sort of threatening and blackmailing him with revealing some sort of information that I guess he, wouldn't want out, and that she got from quote unquote sources. So we'll see where it all goes. But part of why it's these are huge players. Like, we're talking about, this was a $50 million contract over 4 years. The amount of money, the amount of influence they have in terms of the conservative ecosystem is massive. And I do think, even though Crowder is not a noble actor here, Daily Wire probably spends a lot of ad dollars on YouTube. I don't doubt that they have, people high up at YouTube that they're able to call. Do they have insights into, okay, what can you say and what can't you say, and how to walk the line to make sure they don't get demonetized, that they don't get suppressed in the algorithm? I think those are like decent questions to ask, but again, I don't really think Crowder's like a noble actor here in terms of this whole dynamic.
I don't think anybody is particularly noble.
Yeah.
And also shows you there's a hell of a lot of money involved. And also just shows you also, by the way, you know, whenever people accuse us or whatever of doing, here's a perfect example. I was like, if you're willing to go all the way and read ads for gold and do sponsorships and really go into it, that's actually what it looks like in terms of our business model, which is mostly in subscriber funded. We don't do host-read ads or any of that other stuff.
Never,
just to give you
talk to an advertiser.
Exactly.
It's just auto-generated ads and subscriber backing. That's it.
Yeah,
that's the whole
you know,
thing.
so just to give people an idea of how much money exactly we're leaving on the table, knowingly in favor of independence, and this is exactly why. So I also want to put that out there. In general, like with the whole situation, I really do think, like, for me, it's the personal betrayal of Crowder and the way that he's behaved, because there are a lot of people who I hate in this business, people who actively talk smack and like all that. I would still never do any of that to them.
Yeah.
It's just not right. Like conducting yourself this way, especially to try and to make a profit. If there was a genuine disservice here that was done, I think that's a completely different story. But the more that I see it, he betrayed friends. And I don't know, to me, that's a wash your hands of moment.
Yeah. Gross move. Very gross move.
All right.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.